Thank you. I want to commend Hans Riemer for his work on this, and I do think that this is one area where the interests of the Civic Fed and the interests of the County Council very much coincide. I think we're all interested in getting better access to information about what's really going on in the executive branch. I do hope that the executive branch is taking this very, very seriously. I think one of the most important things we can be working on right now. I had an exchange of messages with Fariba a little while ago where it had been brought to my attention by a Civic Fed leader that the city of New York has a really excellent computer application called Open Checkbook, and you can track down any expenditure made by New York City in a very user-friendly form. And Fariba responded to me, and I appreciate her response. She said that the executive branch has been working closely with Mr. Riemer to implement the open government concept, and they've decided to use Socrata's open data platform to create a data portal that centralizes future and existing public data sets in machine-readable, developer-friendly formats. And then she takes me to the test site in her message, which I looked at, and it provides a number of examples. It doesn't actually provide examples of tracking expenditures. So the specifics that Fariba pointed me to, it's data.montgomerycountymd.gov, so it's easy to find, show, one second, I had it up a moment ago, the location of polling places, the location of HHS facilities, the location of public schools. These are sort of geographic information, and then tracking cable complaints. Now, I know from working on the Healthy Montgomery initiative, it's one thing to have a ton of data. That's a good thing. It's also very important to be able to provide people the data that they actually want and that they want when they want it. So that's about all I have to say. I take it on faith that you're making a good faith effort in this regard. This is not meant to be critical. The test page that your email took me to provided kind of random things. They're not bad things. It wasn't specifically responsive to my question about tracking county expenditures. I'm optimistic that perhaps that will be forthcoming. But just generally, I just wanted to indicate that I appreciate Mr. Zepp's comments. I appreciate the Civic Fed's work on this and Mr. Riemer's work on this. And this council member also is quite interested in seeing us advance into the 21st century.
Yeah, Mr. Leventhal, I can assure you, yes, actually, the whole concept about open data or open government is what the community wants to see. So the site that I actually send you the link is our pilot site that literally when we bought the Socrata, that is the platform that is actually is going to house this data. And as you refer to the metadata, yes, the whole system actually requires us to identify the source of data, how often it's going to get published, who's the owner of the data. So we're following this internationally used standards. So that was just our test pilot. And those are GIS information are easy. They're out there. So that's why we kind of use that setup data. But you're absolutely right. What community wants to see, simple things like salaries, all expenses. So yes, we are actually working with Mr. Riemer. That's what the phasing or staging of the data, depending on where each department is with how they store that data. So it can be in a format that we can download in the Socrata, I guess, system. So yes, we are absolutely, our priorities from top is, first of all, some data or data sets that are required by law to be published. The second would be everything that public wants to see. And what we've done some benchmarking. So it's very easy. There are a lot of other governments have done this. So we actually worked with them, working with Socrata, have a list of things that majority of the community wants to see.
And so what would be the time frame, for example, since you mentioned it, excellent point, when might a Montgomery County taxpayer, for example, might be able to go to this database and find out the salaries earned by county department heads? What time frame might that occur?
Actually working with Mr. Riemer. We are going to have we're going to go public with this initiative. And as far as the specific, those set of data, for example, salary, I don't have a specific, but I have to believe it's going to be within months starting some of those popular data sets, depending on in what format or they are currently stored.
So
I would say
early
within
2013.
Oh, definitely. We are, as we speak, we are working. We have a steering committee that just works on identifying the sort of data within each department and office, yes.
I think it's a very worthwhile endeavor.